Guys, sit down. This story's gonna hit you right in the chest, for real. Picture this. You spend weeks planning the perfect dinner for your 15th wedding anniversary. You book a table at the fanciest restaurant in Jardins, Sao Paulo, the one your wife has been dreaming about for years. Fresh red roses that you personally picked at the flower shop on Rua Augusta, her favorite Chardonnay chilling just the way she likes it since your honeymoon in Gramado, soft lighting, live acoustic guitar, everything flawless like a scene straight out of a 9 p.m. soap opera. You arrive early, heart pounding like the first time you fell for her at Salvador Carnival when she danced a xe with that smile that lit up the whole world. And then she doesn't show. 1 hour passes, 2 hours, and you find out that while you were sitting there like the biggest idiot on the planet, she was in a cheap motel in the East Zone with her coworker. This isn't a Hollywood movie. It happened to me. My name is JOÃO. I'm 42. I live in an apartment in Morumbi. I work as an engineer on Avenida Paulista, and I made Leticia regret every single second of that betrayal. This is the real story of how a romantic night turned into her worst nightmare, and the beginning of my freedom. Grab a tissue, because it's going to hit hard. If you've ever been cheated on, or you're feeling like something's off, stay until the end. Let's go. I walked into the restaurant carrying the weight of that entire night on my shoulders. It wasn't just any date. It was exactly 15 years of marriage with Leticia, the woman I chose to share my life with, to raise kids that never came, to face Sao Paulo's floods together and spend New Year's at her parents' house in Recife. Weeks earlier, I'd scrambled to get a reservation at the most exclusive spot in Jardins, the kind where the waiter treats you like royalty and the bill makes your black card nervous. She always said during our Sunday dinners, "John, one day we'll go there, right? Just the two of us, no rush." Well, I made her dream come true. I got there an hour and a half early, nervous like a teenager on his first date. The table in the most romantic corner, a vase full of red roses I'd chosen myself, her favorite wine cooling in the ice bucket. In my jacket pocket, a delicate white gold bracelet with a heart pendant I'd hunted for over 3 weekends in the stores on Oscar Freire and Rua 25 de Marzo. Everything perfect. The air smelled like romance, like quiet laughter from the other tables, the clink of glasses, the faint aroma of fresh bread coming out of the oven. I felt like the luckiest guy in the world. But the minutes turned into pure torture. 30 minutes late, then 45. My phone on silent, no messages from her. I texted, "Babe, everything okay? Traffic in Sao Paulo is insane today, right? Marginal jammed as usual. I'm waiting anxiously, missing you." Nothing. The waiter came over with that sympathetic smile we all hate to see. "Would you like to order something while you wait, sir? Maybe an appetizer, some Minas cheese pastel to start?" I forced a nervous laugh. "No, she'll be here any minute, thanks." I called, straight to voicemail. Another message, total silence. 1 full hour. The restaurant was filling up with happy couples, tourists snapping Instagram pics, people celebrating engagements, and there I was, alone, feeling everyone's pitying stares. My stomach was turning like I'd eaten something spoiled at lunch. What if something happened? An accident on Avenida Paulista? Is she okay? I was imagining the worst. Ambulance, sirens cutting through the chaos of Sao Paulo, her hurt. God, how I loved that woman. 2 hours. The restaurant was slowly emptying, waiters clearing tables, blowing out candles. My phone just sat there on the table, mocking me, screen black and lifeless. I called 3 more times, each ring more desperate, the automated voice saying the number is out of range or turned off. When the waiter came back for the 3rd time, I didn't even let him speak. "Just the check, please. I won't need anything else." I left with the gift still in my pocket, heart squeezed so tight it felt like someone was crushing it. The cool night air of Sao Paulo hit my face, heavy with the smell of rain that was about to fall, but it didn't ease anything. I looked at my phone one last time, and it rang. It was her. Relief mixed with rage starting to rise. I answered fast. "Babe, are you okay? I've been calling all night, worried sick." Her voice came out rushed, distant, almost breathless. "Hi, sorry, I got held up at work. Last-minute project at the agency, you know how it is." Long pause.
In the background, muffled laughter from a woman and a man, the clink of a glass on the table, and a man's low, too intimate voice saying something I couldn't quite make out, but sounded like, "Come here, come on." My stomach knotted so hard I almost threw up right there on the sidewalk of Rua Haddock Lobo. "Where are you really, Letitia?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady but feeling it shake. "Still at the office, in I-team. I'm leaving now. I'll be home soon." A blatant lie. It was almost 11 p.m., and I could clearly hear the man's voice. She hung up before I could say anything else, like she was running away. I stood there frozen, phone still to my ear, deadline, cold night wind blowing. Something inside me already knew the raw truth, but I didn't want to believe it. Not Letitia, not after 15 years of marriage, trips to Fernando de Noronha, Christmas with family in Curitiba, silly fights fixed with homemade brigadeiro. I opened the location-sharing app we'd been using since she started night shifts at the advertising agency. Fingers shaking in the cold, I refreshed it. Her little blue dot wasn't at the office in I-team. It was on the other side of the city, parked at a well-known motel in the East Zone, one of those discreet ones with a red neon vacation sign blinking, covered entrance so no one sees the cars, the kind of place you drive by and pretend doesn't exist. My chest tightened so much I had to lean against the cold wall of a building. Nausea hit hard. The world spun. It can't be. Not my Letitia. But the truth was right there, cold and blinking on the screen. Betrayal. Her name with Raphael, the coworker she casually mentioned at dinner. "Oh, Raphael helped me on the project today. He's really good." Help my ass. It was him. My blood boiled. The rage hit like a hot wave rising through my chest. I got in the car, hands shaking so badly I could barely turn the key. I drove down Marginal T, horns blaring, headlights blurred by the tears I was holding back. Every red light felt like an eternity of torture. What if I'm wrong? What if there's an innocent explanation, a real meeting? But that man's voice in the background wouldn't leave my head, repeating like a scratched record. I remembered all the signs I'd ignored. Her coming home late, smelling of different perfume. Her phone always face down. The business trips to Belo Horizonte that had increased in the last few months. I got to the motel. Her car right out front, not even hidden, license plate visible under the weak light. I turned on the voice recorder on my phone. I needed proof, something solid so I didn't lose my mind later. The hallway smelled of mold, old cigarettes, and pure regret. I stopped at door 214. Muffled voices leaked out. Hers, laughing softly in that way that used to be just for me, and his, relaxed, casual, like it was an everyday routine. I slammed my fist hard on the door. 3 solid knocks. Silence inside. Then frantic footsteps and urgent whispering. The door cracked open just a few inches. There was Letitia. Hair completely disheveled, blouse wrinkled and half unbuttoned, eyes wide with pure panic like a kid caught in the act. "JOÁO? What the hell are you doing here? How did you find me?" I shoved the door open with force, and there he was, Raphael, 28 at most, shirtless, body covered in sweat, frozen beside the rumpled bed. A half-empty bottle of cheap wine sat on the nightstand, and condoms were scattered on the floor like evidence that didn't even try to hide. The air was thick and suffocating, the only sound the rattle of the old air conditioner cutting through the deathly quiet. I raised my phone, still recording in 4K. So this is what working late looks like, huh, Leticia? Last-minute project at the motel? My voice came out ice-cold and controlled, but inside I was burning alive. Leticia stammered, tears already streaming down her face. "It's not what it looks like. Please, JOÁO, just listen. It was only this once." I let out a bitter laugh and pointed at the messy bed, his clothes thrown everywhere, his half-naked body. "Not what it looks like? Then enlighten me. Go on. Explain this whole scene to your husband of 15 years. Raphael scrambled to grab his things, hands shaking, never once looking me in the eye. You should leave now, man," I told him, my voice low and sharp as a blade. He bolted out like a scared rat, the door slamming hard behind him, the sound echoing down the empty hallway. Now it was just the two of us in that room that reeked of sex and lies. Leticia was sobbing loudly, arms wrapped tightly around herself like she wanted to disappear. "How long, Leticia? How long has this been going on with him?" She choked out through sobs, voice breaking. "It wasn't planned. It was just once. I was stupid, selfish. The pressure at work. You're always so busy." I held up the phone, still recording, the screen glowing with her destroyed face. "Stupid? This video is going straight to the family WhatsApp group right now. Your mom, your dad, your sister Sophia, your brother Mateus, everyone's about to see who you really are." Her eyes filled with raw terror. She lunged for the phone. "Don't do this, JOÁO. Please, I'm begging you. It'll ruin my life." But I'd already sent it. The raw video, no caption, just the full scene. Her half-naked, him shirtless, the entire motel room as undeniable proof. The group exploded in seconds. Her mom, "My God in heaven, daughter, what is this? Is this real?" Sister Sophia, "Leticia, tell me this is edited, please." Dad, "JOÁO, my son, call me right now." Brother Mateus, "Bro, we're 100% with you. This is fucked up. She did this to you?" Leticia saw the notifications flooding in and collapsed onto the floor of the room, crying hysterically, body shaking. I walked out without looking back once. In the car, I played the video again. Every second burned into my soul. Her whole family was shattered, messages pouring in supporting me, hitting her hard. "How could you do this to JOÁO? We raised you better than this." When I got home to our apartment in Morumbi, she arrived right after, eyes red and swollen, voice hoarse from screaming. "What did you do, JOÁO? My entire family saw the video. My life is over." I just looked at her coldly and said, "I told the truth. Now deal with the consequences, because I sat alone in that restaurant for 2 hours dealing with mine." The next morning, the apartment felt strangely haunted and silent. For the first time in 15 years, I woke up without the sound of her making fresh coffee in the kitchen, without the radio playing soft bagoje, without her rushing for the packed subway. I sat at the kitchen table watching the WhatsApp group still blowing up non-stop. Everyone who used to be on her side had suddenly switched to mine. "I never imagined Leticia was capable of something like this," her mom wrote in a tearful voice note. "We're with you, JOÁO, always, your family." She slept on the living room sofa, or didn't sleep at all, because I saw the dark circles under her eyes when she passed the kitchen door. Hesitant footsteps outside the kitchen all morning, but she never came in. She didn't have the courage. At noon, I called her dad, who had left 3 voice messages. "I'm destroyed inside, but I'll be okay, so Georges," I said, voice steady. He answered, voice thick with tears of a strong man. "Son, we're so fucking ashamed. This isn't the girl we raised in Recife, with values, with respect. What are you gonna do now?" I took a deep breath, looked out the window at the Sao Paulo skyline, and said what had been burning in my chest for hours. "I can't trust her anymore, Dad. I'm leaving. It's over." I hung up, pulled the big suitcase from the closet, and started packing methodically. Dress shirts, jeans, the watch she gave me on my last birthday, everything folded with calm precision. Leticia appeared in the bedroom doorway, face swollen from crying, voice weak. "So that's it? You're just leaving like this without even talking?" I stopped, looked straight at her, the woman I had loved for 15 years, the one I carried in my arms at our wedding party in Salvador. And now she looked like a complete stranger, empty. "You left first, Leticia. You chose the motel. You chose Raphael. You chose the lies. I'm just following your example." She sank down on the edge of the bed, sobbing loudly. "I was selfish, stupid. The routine was suffocating me. The job. I lost myself. Let me explain everything. Let me fix this, please, JOÁO. We can do therapy. We can start over." I shook my head slowly, the words coming out with a clarity I'd never had before. "There's no fixing this, Leticia. Broken trust doesn't glue back together. You chose to destroy everything we built. The house, the plans to go to Disney, the dreams of growing old together. I loved you for real. I would have done anything for you, even moved cities if you needed it. But now, I don't even know who you are anymore, and honestly, I don't want to. I grabbed the heavy suitcase, brushed past her shoulder on the way out. Her sobs followed me all the way to the front door, echoing down the hallway. I stopped in the building lobby, breathed in the humid Sao Paulo air that promised rain, and felt deep relief. The weight I'd been carrying since the night before hadn't vanished completely, but it was lighter, like I'd finally taken a backpack full of rocks off my back. I got in the car, started the engine, and drove with no fixed direction. Maybe to my sister's house in Campinas, maybe to a simple hotel downtown, maybe start from zero in a new city. I didn't know yet, but for the first time in many years, I had control of my life again. And that, guys, was enough. More than enough. The lesson I leave for all of us with an open heart is betrayal isn't just one bad night or a silly slip-up. It's a selfish choice that destroys entire families, that shatters trust built over 15 years of laughter, tears, vacations to Praia da Forte, and family Christmases. No matter how many years you've been together, respect can vanish in a single moment of weakness. I'm not some movie hero. I'm just an ordinary man who chose not to accept crumbs of love. If you're going through something similar, if you feel your partner pulling away, phone always face down, overtime hours increasing, trust your gut. You deserve truth. You deserve loyalty. You deserve someone who chooses you every day, not just when it's convenient. And sometimes the best way to make them truly regret it is to show the whole world, family, friends, everyone, who they really are behind the mask. I did that. And today, driving through this giant city that never sleeps, I'm starting over. Slowly, with a bruised but whole heart. Thanks for listening to the whole story, from the heart. If it touched you, if you've been through this or know someone who is, drop a heavy like. Comment, "Strength, JOÁO," or "I've been there too." Share it with whoever needs to hear it. See you in the next video where I tell what happened after I left the house. Stay well, protect your heart, and never settle for less than you deserve. Big hug from Sao Paulo. Bye.